Hi and welcome to Bianca's Kitchen, where you can explore the world of vegan food. This episode is about my semi-firm, cultured and aged vegan cheese. In the past I've made firm vegan cheese and 2 vegan cream cheeses, and quite a few people have requested a cheese with a texture somewhere in between. So I experimented with a firm cheese recipe and altered it a bit. I love the result, it's really delicious. I use these ingredients. If you want to make the cheese fully raw, you need to use the probiotics and dissolve them in water. I use homemade soy yogurt to start the fermentation because I always have it in my fridge. This is a sunflower seed recipe I already explained in a previous video. Why I don't use cashews and don't give advice on using them, it's linked here on the screen and in the description. The sunflower seeds have to be without shells, of course. I always grind mine in my high-speed blender and then fill them into a bowl that's very clean to avoid germs that could affect the fermentation result. Now add the soy yogurt or the water probiotic solution that you prepared. Mix everything with the dough hooks of your handheld mixer or use your KitchenAid. Next, I prepare my equipment needed for the fermentation. I use a pot or that is lined with a cheesecloth or a laundry mesh wash bag. I fill in the mixture. The next step is to twist and close the cheesecloth or wash bag. On top of it, I place a bowl filled with water in order to get rid of excess liquid during the fermentation. My experience is the less liquid, the less likely mold will develop. Fermented for 2 days, the temperature should not be below 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 Celsius. I recommend your kitchen's oven or a closed cabinet. 2 days later, it should have a definite fermented smell that's slightly sour. The mixture has become very flat and dry and looks funny. Now I'm preparing it for the aging process by breaking it into crumbs. Your hands should be very clean before you touch the fermented food. I always wash my hands with hot water and soap and then rinse them with vinegar. Now I add the water and the spices of my choice, in this case black pepper and garlic powder. Any sort of herbs or onion powder or smoked paprika would work great for this vegan cheese. I mix everything with the dough hooks. I transfer the mass onto a clean cutting board to shape my cheese. This will take longer than shaping the firm cheese from my original recipe because the mass is relatively soft and sticks a bit to the wooden board. Just like the firm cheese I made, this one gets a layer of salt too. It helps the vegan cheese develop a nice rind and the salt protects it from germs. I age all my vegan cheeses in the fridge. For this one, I don't recommend the rack I used for the firm cheese because it could leave a visible imprint on the semi-firm cheese. Instead, I came up with this construction made of a pot, a bit of mesh I had in the house, and lots of clothespins. This is ideal because it provides air circulation and doesn't leave any visible imprint. I first test how stable it is with something that has a similar weight as the cheese. It totally holds the weight. So I place the cheese on the construction and it goes into the fridge. For a noticeable aging effect, leave it there for at least 3 days, but I age mine for 1 full month and flip the cheese every now and then. Afterwards, I remove the salt. You can find this sort of brush at stores like Dollar Tree, where I got mine several years ago. You basically could leave the salt on, but I want to apply a coating. I use red beet. This was filmed in daylight, but the video doesn't do the beautiful color justice. In real life, it's almost hot pink and just so gorgeous. I take my time to apply the coating with my silicone brush. All the steps for making this cheese are time consuming, but the result is so worth it. And it also makes a nice gift for a fellow vegan or for someone who's interested in trying vegan food for the first time. Arrange the cheese with whatever you want on your vegan cheese board. You can see that this one is much easier to cut than my firm cheese was. I absolutely love the red coating and the taste is so tangy and delicious. You can keep it in the fridge for several weeks. And you can also freeze it. I froze part of this cheese and it doesn't change the texture at all. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give it a big thumbs up and share it with a friend. You can also try the original recipe, my firm cultured and aged vegan cheese. If you prefer cream cheese, check out the one I made of sunflower seeds. I also have a tofu cream cheese recipe, which is lower in fat. Tofu can also be used to make cultured vegan feta cheese. Check out my video. Subscribe so you don't miss my next video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.